Welcome everyone for this webinar from Power Designer to RStudio. We will see how we can easily migrate from Power Designer to our solution RStudio. I will, during this meeting, you can use GoToWebinar. You can use a question to ask any question you have. My colleagues, Angela and John, that are also connected, will try to answer this question. At the end of the meeting, we will also have a Q&A to answer the remaining ones. We also record all the webinars, so you will receive an email after the webinar with a link to watch this webinar again. And if you want to contact us, do not hesitate. There's a QR code in the last slide that you can directly scan to get access to the web page. Regarding the subject to the topic for today, we will see how we can migrate from a Power Designer project to an RStudio project. What are the different steps for this migration? What you can keep during this migration, all your different models and structures, and the different features that we are providing with our solution. So the first slide will be about why to move to RStudio. There are different reasons. One of them will be that Power Designer has announced that it will be out of maintenance in 27. We can, with RStudio, create some fancy models with our solution. You can import from different data sources. You can import from JSON files and so on. You can manage hierarchical structure within the solution. You can also work together with different repositories. You can also push your different scripts that you will generate from your physical models to GitHub, for example, DevOps, and so on. You can work with data governance solutions such as Collibra or Microsoft Purview. So all the different assets that you have in this solution, you can synchronize your business glossaries between our solution and data governance solution. You can push the metadata that you have documented in your models directly to this data governance products. And we have an integration with many different data sources, databases, data warehouses. We can also directly import, like I said, JSON files directly with our solution and work with many different sources, data warehouse, lakehouses, and so on. With our solution, you can create the data modelers, the data architect will create the different model. You can start from scratch. You can reverse engineer from your different.
William, sorry.
The slides are not moving. And,
yeah. Thank you.
Visual mistake, my bad. So, okay, I'm just coming back just to be sure everyone has seen. So the questions are available from the user interface from GoToWebinar. You can also pause the screen sharing from GoToWebinar. I know it is moving. You will receive, like I said, a link to get the recording of this webinar. So you will see the slides and the demo that we will do today. And you will be able to flash the QR code that now you can see the slides. You will be able to flash the QR code to scan it, to get a link to directly contact your account executive to get more information or to schedule a meeting directly. So today we will see how we can migrate from Power Designer to RStudio. And so like I was saying, Power Designer, SAP has announced the end of the maintenance of Power Designer. We have, with our solution, integration with many different solutions. And so we can directly manage business glossaries and terms within our solution. We can relate these business terms to your different objects that you will have in your models. So if you have entities, attributes, and so on, you can relate directly a business term to an entity, to an attribute. So your business user will be able to search for a specific term. They will find the definition, the different metadata that you have associated with. If you have put some compliance information, some data security information, you can directly view this information and you can navigate between the different terms or directly to the different objects in your models. You can view the different models directly from the solution, and you can integrate with data governance solution such as Collibra and Microsoft Purview, like I said before. Regarding the challenges for the migration, you will have some many different models in your already existing. You will have conceptual, physical, logical models created with Power Designer. What you want to get is your different entities, tables, your attributes, your columns, but also your relationship between your different entities. You want to keep the layout that you have designed in your enterprise, in your Power Designer solution. If you have created some domains such as, for example, a postal code, a zip code that you will have defined with a data type of varchar, for example, with data length of 20. We'll put a definition for the zip code and so on. And then every time I will use an attribute or a column that is for a postal code, I will reuse this domain. So you have defined this in your Power Designer, and you want to get this domain, so they will be automatically migrated during this import in RStudio. You will try to avoid some issues with the solution too. So, for example, if you have used shortcuts in with Power Designer, you can directly import these shortcuts in your main project using some specific functionalities of Power Designer. So the shortcut will be directly integrated in your main project. So you will be able to import all your different objects if you have some shortcuts. Otherwise, the other project won't be automatically imported. You will have to prepare it to be sure it will work properly. Obviously, you can also contact your Idera account executive to get in touch and to discuss how you can be trained with our partners with specific support plan that we can provide some trainings. So you will know how to use our solution, so you won't be confused, even if the UI is very straightforward, very easy to use. You can even use some AI feature if you want to generate some models from a prompt using your own native language. You can use this AI feature to generate your models directly. But otherwise, it will be always better to know how to use the solution before working with it. Regarding when you will import using the bridge, you will get lots of information directly available from this wizard. You will see the different feature information regarding this import process. So I will show it during the demo, but if you have, for example, some shortcuts like I explained, you will see a warning telling you that you can't get the information for this specific object. You will have also, for example, if you are with Power Designer, you can have some inconsistency between your different objects, and if you have, you can validate during this import. If you have some inconsistency, can directly give you raised some specific warnings during this this import process. So you can dodge it. I will show how to use this wizard during the demo after these slides. Regarding the different objects, so you will get your different. If I'm working with a conceptual model or logical model, I will get my entities directly imported with all their different attributes, the relationship. We can keep the layout, the colors that you have used within Power Designer will be directly imported. Like I said, regarding the data dictionaries with the domains, you will get them automatically. You will get your the rules that you have created and use also directly imported. You can validate this different information by checking the logs, like I said, during the import, and then you can run a validation within Data Architect, just RStudio Data Architect, just to be sure that all the data, all the metadata and data that you have imported are available within the product. With ER Studio, you can easily work together. We have our own repository to do some check-in, check-out with the different models, the different objects within your project. You can also push directly the different scripts. So from your physical model, you can generate your DDL for to create your table, or you can compare your physical model with your logic with your database, for example, and you will create, you can generate an alter script to update your objects. So when you will do these different steps, you can also push directly this script to update your database, to create your database to your Git environment. If you have DevOps and so on, you can directly connect and push your script to this Git environment. You can also directly get the script from Git and compare with your existing physical model to directly view the differences between the script from your Git environment within your model. You can also work, like I said, we have integration with data governance, so you can directly compare your business glossaries between our solution and solutions such as Collibra or Microsoft Purview. You can also directly generate some reports from the solution, so everyone can access it through a web browser and view the different terms within the solution, the object where it is related, and navigate and view these different models and metadata that you have in our solution. I can show it during the demo afterward. Regarding the best practices, obviously, it will be good to plan your migration. You don't want to migrate all your project together. You will start with a subset to be sure that everything is working as expected. Otherwise, you will update your workflow to be sure that it works as you want. You will validate this model every time to be sure everything has been done properly. You will train your teams to be sure that when they work with RStudio, they know how to achieve the same features that they have used in the past with Power Designer. You can with Power Designer, you can create some macros to automate some different tasks. Some customers have used this feature in the past. You can do exactly the same with RStudio. So if you have the capabilities to you know how to create macros with Power Designer, you will be familiar to do it with RStudio, and you can automate some different tasks, even for the migration if you want to. And it will be always better to use some macros when it's possible to automate some tasks to be sure that you will redo exactly the same way you have done before, because the macro will run the same script. So just depending on your different projects. Regarding our solution, we are supporting many different architectures such as Medallion structure. You can create some enterprise model for your conceptual or enterprise logical model. We can manage business glossaries, and so you can relate your different terms to your different project, your different layer. If you have, for example, this Medallion architecture with a layer, the bronze, silver, and gold layers with your star schema and so on, you can easily relate your different terms to the different object and easily find where the information is stored. You can also create some visual data lineage to document how your ETL or ELT solution is working to populate the different the different layers. We support Inmon Warehouse 2 with its own data marts and so on. We can also directly create some Data Vault objects using some macros. We can create some hubs. You will select your source object. You will select the different business keys, and it will automatically generate a hub for you. You can also create the satellites, the links directly with the solution if you are using a Data Vault project. And regarding the capabilities of the product, we have, like Power Designer, a C client. The modelers architect will use this C client to do the different model, to reverse from existing data sources, to generate the script to update these data sources, to compare the different models together. To directly also document the visual data lineage, like I said, to use some macros to automate some different tasks. And regarding the server part, we provide our own repository to share the different models together, to work together on this project. We can also push to, like I said, to Git or DevOps directly from Data Architect if we want to. And we can, when we have work on the project, when they are ready to be shared across the different colleagues in the company, you can directly publish your models in this web server. So everyone can connect using a web browser. We are supporting SSO with Microsoft Entra ID, with Okta and so on. And so when you will log in to this web server, you will have access to the different models. You can see them. You will see the business glossaries and terms. You can also directly navigate between the different objects, use different metadata and models. You can also integrate with this server part with the data governance solution such as Collibra or Microsoft Purview to synchronize your business glossaries, but also to push your logical model, your physical model. You have provided, documented lots of different metadata to this model, to this object, so you can push this information to Collibra or Microsoft Purview, so it will be available to with your scan assets, your different entities, it will be available, and your business user will be able to see this information. And if they want more information, they will even have a link to navigate back to Team Server, to our web server, so they will have all this information available. Regarding the demo, so I will show now how to use RStudio Data Architect to import a logical data model that has been created with Power Designer. I don't have Power Designer on my machine, so I will only show the RStudio part. I will show the different bridges that are available depending on the kind of project you are using, you want to import. The different options, the logs, how to check the logs and the final result with the project that has been created, and some of the features that we are providing with our solution. So I have launched my RStudio Data Architect, and from RStudio Data Architect, I have several ways to do the same import. So I can go to my tools, to the ribbon. From the tools menu, I have from import file, I can directly import from external metadata, and it will launch my bridge, my wizard to select the bridge that I have to use. Or you can go through file new, and from file new, you can import from an external metadata. So you can select from here the same feature. And when you click import, or from this menu, it will do the same. It automatically loads the different bridges. We have many different bridges available. So we have all these bridges are available when you have the Enterprise Team Edition install. You will have access to all these different bridges, and with lower edition you will have only access to the bold one, but it doesn't matter which one you will have. As you can see, it will be available for your conceptual or your logical and your physical model. These bridges will be available directly whatever the edition of Data Architect you are using. So from my Data Architect, my wizard has been launched. It has automatically loaded the latest bridge I have used. So I have a physical, I can import from a physical data model, but also from a conceptual data model. So depending on the version you are using, if you have a very old version, you can select the 6x.x version. Usually, you will use a more recent one, and so to say directly use the recent version and to import a project that has been created with Power Designer, you will import your conceptual data model using this specific bridge, your logical data model with this one, and you will select the physical data model with the PDM one that is available. So depending on the version, you will select the one that match. Regarding the different bridges, when you select one, automatically it updates this part where you can find many different information. It will explain what the bridge will exactly do. So we will import these different kind of objects. It will automatically generate my relationship and so on. And you have some specific questions. So what I explained earlier regarding the shortcuts will be one of the questions that is available. It will explain how to import the different shortcuts directly with Power Designer. So you can go to the menu tools, merge model, and it will automatically merge the different model, and then you can import this merge model. And the format for the different projects should be a CDM XML file or a LDM or PDM, but always XML file, so that the bridge can directly import it within the solution. When you have read all these different documentation for the whole bridge, you can select a specific field, and from here you can see the mandatory option. So the file name for the project is more obviously mandatory, and you have some other options depending how you want to configure it. And from here, I will go I will select my project. So I have a project, I have a different project from Power Designer. I have one for an LDM. So I will select this specific project, and then I will go next. So I have selected this one. When I go next, it loads the second page. I will select the name for my for the project that I want to generate to create for my data with Data Architect. So I will remove this test. I will put it in my main folder from Data Architect. I'm using the latest version. Like I said, some inconsistency can exist in your Power Designer model. So if you have by default, I will always choose the basic consistency check. So, for example, if you have some circular references between your entities, it will automatically detect it and they will raise an error. If you want to force the import of your inconsistent project, you can remove the consistency check and try to generate your model. You can select some encoding, some different options from here. And when you go next, it will go to the latest page. The first time you will launch it, if you have just installed RStudio Data Architect, you will download automatically some specific libraries to be able to parse this specific project. And I have already launched it, so he has all the different libraries. And when I look at my logs, I can see some specific warnings. And like I explained, in this specific project, I have some shortcuts, and so the shortcuts themselves hasn't been it can't directly get these external links when it imported. So you will need to merge these projects together so you will get it. I have remove the consistency. I thought I put it back to the basic one, but otherwise it will have directly check it. And you can check the different values. And at the end, I can see that it has been successfully exported from Power Designer. So it has been imported in my RStudio. And when I click finish, automatically I have this prompt telling me that it has been generated for a previous version, so that the bridge is working with different edition of Data Architect. When I say yes, automatically it imports my project, and so I can see all the different entities, all the different attributes, the keys, and so on, that has been automatically generated. So some models that also existed in my Power Designer has been automatically generated. So I have my different model directly available. If I navigate to the data dictionary part, I will see all the different domains that has been used. They are currently by default displayed here. So I can see I have imported a logical model. So I have here my different entities. I have a subtype cluster. So I can directly view all these different information that came from my Power Designer project has been automatically created in my Data Architect. We can also change the layout. So like I said, here I have my attribute name, if it's a primary key or a foreign key. I have next to this, I have my different domains, the data type, and so on, directly visible. And so it comes from these different options. So depending on the object I want, so I can remove my data type, the domain, the null option I'm not interested, for example, and you can easily recreate your model with the exact options that you want to display. A difference with Power Designer, here we can see that I have imported a logical model. So I have my logical model with all my different objects, some models too. But with Data Architect, you can directly have physical model attached to your project with your logical model. So you will have one logical model, but I can generate from this logical model different physical models. So for example, I am on Synapse Azure. I can select different platform, for example, Microsoft SQL Server. I can say give a name to my physical model. I can validate, like I said, we can validate the model to be sure that all the rules that we want to apply will be used. We can select the different kind of object, which one we want to generate this specific physical model for the different kind of object we will have. When we go next, we can apply some naming standard templates. So if we want to automatically rename or to change the case or to rename some specific object with abbreviation, we can put some prefixes, suffixes, so it will be applied when it will generate my physical model. We can have, depending on the target we have chosen, some specific information regarding the storage. And when I go next, I will select how I want to create my different object. I can save this configuration if I plan to create this model, or if I want to share it with a colleague, I can directly save my configuration. And when I click finish, it automatically generated this physical model. I have asked to validate this model, so I can select some specific rules. So for example, for my tables, I want to check if I have a definition, if I have some foreign keys and so on. So I can have all these different information automatically checked depending on the object. I can save, like I say, explained for to generate my model, I can save as a quick launch setting my configuration, so I can run the same rules like I will choose right now directly. I can also check my data dictionary with this validation wizard. I can select which object I want to check. And then when I run my validation, I will see different results. I can export the result from this validation, and I will fix all these different ones before I can, for example, before I will publish it. So I will share it with everyone. And so regarding my MS SQL project that I have generated, I can check here and I will see, for example, that I have these DDLs that will be automatically generated from our logical model. And like I was saying, from one logical model, you can generate multiple, several physical models. So, for example, I can select a JSON instance for to do something JSON, I would say. So, JSON instance, I will not validate. I have already shown it. And so I can select which object I want to use to generate my JSON object. When I click finish, automatically it has generated, for example, this specific JSON file, and I can see the different fields. So the tools has automatically adapt to show instead of having columns, I have some fields. I can view the JSON schema, the JSON instance directly from here. If I prefer, I can generate a JSON schema directly from the solution. And the relationship that was created in my logical model, as they don't exist directly with a JSON project, it is shown here to show the difference, the relationship between the object, but it hasn't been, it will not generate anything. But if you want, you can always update your relationship from here. I can, from here, I can explain that I want to contain this specific object in my other object, and so it will automatically update my project differently if I compare, and it will automatically update it. We can manage many different projects. So, for example, if I can connect to my repository, I can get directly from here a specific project. So, like my data architect is connecting to my repository, and from my repository, I can directly get some specific project. So, for example, if you want to migrate from one specific platform to another platform, you can use this specific project. If you are using for example, Microsoft Purview with different data products, you can also document your different data products within the solution. I will get this enterprise data warehouse. I can directly get this project. I have already a copy, a local copy, so you will reuse my local copy directly. So this project, we can see that when you will open it, you will get the latest version, and I have a padlock next to my object because it has been shared across my repository. So it will be automatically visible, and I can do some updates because I have already checked out this specific project. And if I want to, I can directly view my different layers. So I have here my data warehouse with my silver layer directly available, but within the same project, I have my staging area. So this is a medallion architecture. I have my staging area with all my different tables with no ID, no relationship available. But I also have my goal layer with my star schema where I can find my fact table with the different dimension, and I can view when this project like this one is ready. I can directly view this project on my team server. So for example, if I navigate to my team server, here I have the same project. So I am now using a web browser, and I can view this same project with my fact table. I can easily navigate. So every user can look. I was already logged, so this is why I directly got access to this object. But otherwise, you can log in with SSO, like I was explaining, and you will have access to the definition for my table. I can view the different columns that are involved in this column, in this table. I can view the DDL if I want to, and I can document some security information, some stewardship if I want to. I can specify who will be the stewardship of this specific object, and I can easily document whatever I want. I can also relate to this commission payment some specific terms. So for this fact table, I can search for commission directly from here. I can find that I have a term that is existing, so I can relate this specific term to my object. So now it is related to a commission payment terms. So if I look at the related object from commission payment, I have just related it to my enterprise. Sorry for that. Cut this. So I have directly I can see from my term that this term is related to all these different projects, and I can view that it is available also in a specific data product. I can navigate to this data product. I can view it in my Fabric environment and so on that I have documented, and I can view, as we were seeing, different information with some security information if you want to put on your different object with some warnings and so on, and the integration with data governance solution and so on. Okay, let's go back to the slide. So regarding the migration, as you have seen, we have some specific bridges. So you can easily import from these bridges your project to generate an RStudio project. Once you have all your different relationships, all your different entities, attributes, tables, columns, domains, and so on, that will be automatically imported. If you have some missing information, you can always create some custom macros, like we have said. We need to use XML version of your project from Power Designer, so you can easily parse this XML file, and you can get some specific information using some macros. It will be very easy to navigate through this XML file and to get and to add some specific metadata if they are missing after you have run this specific bridge. With RStudio, as we have seen, we can use a web browser to share all your different information that you have documented, that you have reverse engineered and created through this web browser, so everyone can directly access this information. And if you do some trainings, it will be obviously easier to start and to work with this new solution. So to summarize, with RStudio, we can easily manage some enterprise data architectures, and it will be very important to drive your data governance policy workflow. You will document and view. Everyone will have access to this documentation, to this models and all the different compliance, data security information, all the stewardships that you have documented will be available for everyone directly with the solution. You can scan this code if you want to contact us. You can directly navigate to our website. We have different article. I don't know, John, if you have shared these different links, but we have some articles dedicated to the Power Designer and the RStudio that are directly available from our website. And from this website, you can directly contact us. And this is a link that is referenced by the QR code. This is this web page that will load and allow you to contact us. That's it. Any question, John? Anything interesting?
No. No, I think we had one or two, but they were fairly straightforward, so we just answered those as we went along. No, I think we've covered everything as per the agenda. Thanks, William.
That's perfect. Okay, thank you for attending, and we will do some other webinars. So go on following what we are doing, and do not hesitate to come or to contact anyone from the company. You have to contact us, and you will be in touch with any account executives if you need to. Have a nice day. Cheers. Bye-bye.